These are the crazy, hoppin' mean streets of Portomarin. It's 9 o'clock on a Saturday night, and you can barely contain the action. You can't contain the action. It's uncontainable. I think my albergue's up that way. So this is me at about 3 o'clock in the morning, Portomarin time. My high school class reunion was happening back in the middle of Kansas around the same time, El Dorado High School, class of 81. And they wanted to do a Zoom call with me because I had done this cool video for the reunion and sent it to them before I left. So anyway, here I am. Here I am on a Zoom call. As you probably know from watching the last video, once I went to bed, I had dreams of my cat Milo all night. It was an emotional night of dreaming, and this place is always going to be emotional to me. Bittersweet morning. Maybe I'll get breakfast here. Yeah, it looks like I can get breakfast here. I think I'll go in there and do that. I'd like the sun to be higher. So I'm sitting on the steps now, roughly in the spot where I placed Milo in my Photoshop. I got a lot to think about today, and I think I'm gonna go down and then I'll talk to you about that later. In 2018, I was not prepared. I had the wrong shoes, had a pack that was too heavy, I wasn't wearing it right. I had taken a train trip overnight, so I started without any sleep the night before. And I was a mess when I got to Portomarin, and then I met this guy. There's another video that this entire story is told on. It's called The Sacred Space of Portomarin. I released it previous to this one, and there will be a link at the end of this video if you want to watch that. And I took video of myself trying to tell that right here, and I just became overcome with laughter. It's crazy. Today I'm overcome with tears. It's going to be a tough one today, maybe emotionally, not physically. Back amongst the horde of new walkers. Had to pause and look at the beautiful woods. Near the top of this climb, there's another one I remember that kicked my ass at the time because I wasn't ready for it. Look at these row of trees. I thought those occurred after Saria, but they occur after Portomarin. I was confused. I have a photograph I took there 3 years ago. I'm going to take it here today. And yesterday I was full of me, kind of judging these Saria starters, even though I was one myself. And maybe I was angry because I was seeing myself in them. And then sure enough, I watched my videos from 3 years ago, and I was very full of me. And who knows, I haven't reviewed the footage I've shot over the last 4+ weeks. Maybe I'm full of me in these videos, in which case it's going to take some judicious editing. I hope by this time, when you're watching this, you will have not seen as much of my ego as I've seen, because it's an ugly thing. Beautiful sunrise behind us. I don't remember any of this, but I didn't record any of this. I didn't video any of this 3 years ago. I was in a lot of pain that day, wondering if I could make it. I think I get out on the highway and I started waxing philosophical about pain and how the Camino uses pain to humble you. And I understand, I believe now, a lot of that connection comes through discomfort, pain, and suffering. And I'm like, oh, the Camino's humbling you with pain. Now I'm a humble pilgrim. I wasn't even a pilgrim. I was just a tourist. I don't know if I'm a pilgrim now. I don't know if I'm a pilgrim, but I can at least strive to be one, if that makes sense. Nothing to see here. Move along. The village I'm coming up on is called Toshibo. No services. It is noted for having one of the first main oreros. Oreros is what they're called. Oreos. Sounds kind of like Oreo, but with a rolled R. Those are big grain bins. They're elevated up on stilts to keep the rats out of them, and you start to see a lot of them from here on to Santiago. I am on one of those climbs that kicked my ass 3 years ago. Seems like it's taken forever and we're not even at Gonzar yet. Yesterday just flew by. I think they're slaughtering pigs somewhere over there. They're pig screams, but they're totally different, painful. Kind of a horrifying sound to hear on the Camino. I won't let you hear it. Yeah, the picnic tables. I remember these now. I think I passed out on one of these tables. Well, I didn't really pass out, I just was exhausted. Funny how exhausted I got so quickly. Second day, needing to stop a lot more. This is a historic spot for me, because I went off there to use the bathroom and then for some reason went walking down that way thinking I was still on the Camino. See those trees up ahead? Had to come through those to get back to the Camino. All right, so here, my friends, this marker, I set up my little tripod with to videotape myself over here walking with my sticks, and somehow I hit slow-mo. That clip appears, but you can see that at that point I had no idea how to use sticks. And I'm kind of flipping them around like I'm a baton twirler or something. I don't know what it looked like, an idiot. It was 2 more days before somebody showed me how to use my sticks properly. And at the very top I say, I have hit a plateau both literally and figuratively. I have hit a plateau literally and figuratively. Halfway up I thought, this is ridiculous, this is stupid, why did I decide to do this? I saw a couple walking down this way holding hands, and I said something like, I love my wife. Hi, buddy. How's a doggy there? I love my wife, but I couldn't walk the whole Camino holding hands with her. It's hard enough to walk it by myself. Here's another milestone. Let me tell you something. This is probably one of the hardest things I've ever done. Physically, anyway. Emotionally, there have been a lot harder things to do. I don't have to tell you what they are. Most of you know. Over there's the overpass that goes to Ventos de Noron. As you can see, we are hightailing it across this bridge. Casa Molar. If you remember from the video 3 years ago, this is where I stayed. 3 o'clock, we're gonna rest for the night. I wanted an early turn in today. I wasn't in the best of spirits. Three years ago, all these trees were right up to the edge. You can see a lot has changed. Sometimes not for the better. Somewhere up here, looks like we're coming up on it, is where the picnic tables are. Famous establishing shot was taken there by me. We're recreating the shot. My legs are dangling too. Only in the photograph, not in the actual video, so I wasn't remembering it correctly. people will be able to see there are more patches than there were 3 years ago. Say hello to Lagonde. Say goodbye to Lagonde. The next part of the Camino is a little weird. It actually takes you off the main road, really rocky little section, and then right back onto the main road. So it's weird. It just wants to give you some primitive terrain to walk on. I got a video of this last time. I'm going to get a video of it again. Doesn't look like he's changed much. We are at the point where we have the giant ants here. You saw these in the last old videos here. I won't go into detail. You can watch the old video. I've got to tell you something. I had another dream last night, just before I woke up, about, and I don't remember much of it except a giant ant this big. An ant this big was on my pack, and I kept brushing it off and it would jump on my arm and jump. I want you to look at something. There is some sort of ant theme here in Porto. Look how big that ant is. There's a giant one here, and there are 2 more over there. I asked the young man at the cafe what the significance was for the ants, and he said they are like the rows of pilgrims walking on the Camino. Just had the best burger I've had here in Spain, and I wish I'd shown it to you, but it needed to be inside me. So nothing much happened between Porto and Palas de Rei, where I stayed for the night. 3 years earlier, nothing much happened, but I talked too much and said a lot of bullshit nobody cares about, so let's cut to the chase. Palas de Rei, Palace of the King, and there's the church. I thought I was lost for a minute, but I remember now. We come in right behind this church, and there's a stairway right around here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, baby. We're here. I have Camino brain. I can't tell when my camera's working or not, but I remember we came down the steps. Then the Camino starts working you through side streets. But I did go through a series of, Camino souvenir shops. I remember this had a patch I almost wanted to buy. It said, Sin de Lornaway Camino. But it looks like it's not here now. Even so, it looks like it's closed because it's Sunday, so I can't get that one. So we're going that way. Down there is Albergue Buen Camino, and that's where I stayed 3 years ago. You can see the little chef man down there. Here I am at my albergue for the night. Here, look at the view out the window. You can see basic dorm room. I don't know what's coming up here, but maybe no one. There is video of me walking here, just face video, and I'm saying how weird my body feels walking without a backpack. But it's weird. When you walk all day with the pack on, walking without it, your legs actually feel weaker. But I stayed down here. Over there is a little courtyard with a fountain. We got footage of me at that fountain there. And right here is where I started my first Camino in the dark. We're off on another adventure. Got this thing today. So I get to walk all the stuff I walked in the dark in broad daylight. I can't wait to see what it looks like in the daytime. Started out, we crossed this street. I remember using my flashlight to see these Camino marker signs. Video, I shined my flashlight up on that one before heading down this way. Then we walked along here a little bit. It was pretty dark. These lamps were the only light source we had. We have a Zen master. How are you, my handsome friend? I don't know if I got video of this or not in the dark, but it's there. You know what? It says that Casino de Marcello is right over here. I thought I had to go all the way through all that crap. So I guess I get to do that in the dark again. I had a dream last night. And in the dream, I was sitting with my father and my mother. They're both passed on, but in the dream they were there. And Mom was trying to tell me something, trying to advise me, trying to instruct me, and I did not understand her. It was like she was speaking another language. And I kept asking her to repeat herself and to speak slower. And my dad looked at me and said, looked at Mom and said, "You're wasting your breath. He's not listening." And I said, "Dad, I am listening." And he said, "No, you're not listening. Don't lie to me. You're not listening. I can tell you're not listening." So you remember a few weeks ago when I saw the man who looked like my father in Villeras de Orbigo? Well, it just so happens he was at my albergue when I arrived in Palas de Rei. And this is my friend over here, Darrell, who we've been having some great conversations. And I have nothing more to add except that I'm ready for bed. But he was just saying how it's been 4 different days for me, and as you will be able to tell from this video, it's been 4 different days for me as well.
And I'm going to make it easy for you.
Oh, thank you, man. I'll stay in touch with you.